All right, welcome here to Mike Check with Micah. I gotta say, we have a lot of upgrades from the first episode. First episode, we didn't have a theme song, and we sure didn't have this good light. So my bosses, they were like, "Hey, Micah, good job on the episodes and stuff," but there was like one little thing. I said, "What? It looks like I'm being held hostage." It's like, "Yeah, because my house is so bland and the lighting was horrible." So we
There
upgraded.
we go. I'll get some light on me too. There.
Hey, hey, hey. It looks
Not
good.
as good as yours, but it's getting there.
This is TV Light. So, you seen him just now. You heard his voice. This is Joseph. Okay, now, don't be mad at me. I should have asked before we started recording how to pronounce your last name,
You
but
can get
introduce yourself.
nice play. Now you've been interviewing some politicians lately, haven't you?
Oh, they know how to talk. Yes.
Joseph Truesdale, co-owner of PhoLicious with my wife Ann Truesdale. Glad to be here.
Okay, so real quick, let's go. Wait, we're gonna knock this out the way. Is faux,
Pho. You get the
pho,
Yeah, little rise.
delicious.
Hey, yeah. Think Tim Allen from the 90s.
Ah,
You know, where he goes, get a little bit, but do it with
uh,
fa, so you're like fa, but then just take out the grunt, and so fa.
pho.
There you go. There you
Oh,
go.
Pholicious?
Yeah, falicious. Yes, sir.
Pholicious. I'm
Yep.
pronouncing it right?
You
Okay.
got it. You got it.
All right. So the people who watch Text Today in the morning, that's our morning newscast. We're gonna pray that I get it right on live TV. Because when this is pre-recorded, like, okay, we can have trial and error on live TV. It's a different beast. Well, thank you so much for joining us first and foremost on Mike Check with Micah.
Our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Of course. So, want to talk about your business. And just for context, and I'm always full of transparency, we're doing this interview on January 16th. So, but this is gonna air afterwards. So, we're gonna talk about you were just on Shark Tank, thinking forward,
Yeah.
because this is airing on Monday. So you were just on the Shark Tank for your business. So that's how I'm reaching out to you. But before we get to that, talk about a little bit what your business is, and how you even got started in the first place.
Yeah, so we make an instant Vietnamese pho. So Vietnamese pho, an instant noodle bowl. So my wife is Vietnamese. I met her back a long time ago in 2004. She introduced me to pho. It was a staple in their household for years. It's their family dinner time on the weekends of get together. And when I came in, I'm like, what is this? And then I tried it for the first time, and it's absolutely amazing. Very aromatic, very flavorful, very comforting. It's like chicken soup, but with so many more aromas that all just come in together. And the traditional is beef, but it's also available in chicken. So they have two different versions. Fast forward to the pandemic, my wife was an ER nurse. I was a hotel general manager, both essential workers. So working a lot of times in the pandemic, 60 plus hours a week. So we didn't have time to make it from scratch. It takes 8 to 10 hours to make from scratch at home. Her parents, who we call Mama Two and Papa Lee, would normally cook for us, freeze it, bring it over to us so we could always have it on the go. Well, during the pandemic, they couldn't come visit us either. So our next option are restaurants. We would go out to restaurants, but once again, during the pandemic, all the restaurants were shut down. So we're like, what do we do? We went out and tried to buy a bunch of so-called instant options that were already on the market, and nothing was really truly authentic. Nothing satisfied our craving, even close to restaurant. We're like, just get us close, but nothing really got us close. So my wife got quite frustrated. She's like, how dare these people put authentic on these bowls and they're not even close. So she's like, we need to do something about it. And her and I got together and came up with a way to make it pretty quickly on the stovetop. And we were really happy. It satisfied our need. We could get it done in 15 minutes. We could get it. Finally, Mama Two and Papa Lee came to visit. We're like, look what we did. And she's like, there's no way you got my multi-hour soup done in 15 minutes. And we let them try it. And she's like, you know what? It's actually pretty good. She goes, but it's missing something. So apparently, when she cooks all the time, there is a secret. family ingredient that she left out and never told my wife. So hers would always be Mama Two's would always be the best. And she's like, it's missing. So she came in and her and my wife got together and they collaborated and finally gave her the last piece of the puzzle. And the new version that we have, it was it. It was absolutely it and out of this world. And I came in, I'm like, man, this is just like going to the restaurants. It's almost like making it from scratch. And we did it in 15 minutes on the stovetop. I said, now we've got to get it in 5 minutes so I can take this to work with me. We got to get this done. So in a 5 minute microwavable bowl. And they're like, I don't know. So we went back to the drawing board again and got it done to a microwavable version. And that's when the actual PhoLicious was born.
And so there's a couple of questions I want to ask out of that. If you don't know, despite my stature, I like to eat. Call me Mr. Big Back himself. I like to eat and support small businesses. I have a thing on my Facebook page that I do is Small Business Saturday. The intention was just to try and just do small businesses across Central Texas, but it turns into more of a food thing because I like to eat. So this got me excited. I want to ask real quick, when you first tried it before you met your wife, did you even know about pho? And then how did
I
you
did.
even pronounce it at the time?
No, I'm like, what's this faux stuff? You know, what's this? I'm like, what's this faux stuff? You know, this little white noodles I've never seen. You know, I didn't know what rice noodles were. I didn't. I was very uncultured at the time when I met my wife, and we met back in college. And the first time, I'm like, okay, let me try it with a fork, no chopsticks, nothing. And I tried the broth, and it was just sort of an instant hit.
And that's let me just say, you got so many different things going on. Like my mind as a journalist, I'm like, okay, I want to know about that. Like that's awesome that you all met in college. And how long have y'all been together? Tell me. I think you already said it, but
Since 2004. So she's put up with me for a long time. Yeah, so we actually met online. We actually met online, one of those online couples. And when we met, she was like, yeah, I don't know. I was, I had like just the goatee going, little earring, leather jacket, and the frosted tips on the hair. And she, not her typical type at all. And when we first met, and actually our first date, she tried to pay for everything because in her head, I found this out later, because in her head, she's like, I'm never going to see this guy again. So I feel bad that he's paying for everything. So that was her reasoning behind it. And that night, I have to say, God intervened that night because out of nowhere, this giant thunderstorm came in and it was like tornado warnings, not just watches, but warnings everywhere. And she's like, you can't drive home yet. So at her dorm room, we just stayed up pretty much almost all night talking, really getting to know each other. And we just sort of made it a deeper impression on each other. Like there's something here. Like we're a lot more alike than we thought. We made that connection. And really from that night forward, we were almost inseparable. So she went from never expecting to see me again, paying for everything to, oh man, the weather's too bad you can't leave. And then here we are. So
all these years later. And I want to ask, kind of tell me, where did you all start first selling this? How did you first start selling it and started making money off of this?
yeah, so 2021 is when we came up with it, or the end of 2020 during the pandemic. And my wife was like, "We need to share this with the world. There's a lot of people out there in our situations who want authentic pho, but they can't go to the restaurants. They they don't have time to make it." She's like, "I don't care if we make money. We just need to sell it." And I was like, "Okay, let's do it." So we got our trademark to get it, and we got it up on Amazon. Was the first place that we started selling it. In May of 2021 is when we launched on Amazon. And we started selling two or three, 4 packs a day and super excited. Oh my God, we're selling a couple units a day. This is so exciting. And we started calculating it. Okay, if we can just sell 10 a day, one of us can quit our job and focus on it. And, where serial entrepreneurs go, like how can we get there full time? And it wasn't until August of that year we both actually got COVID for the first time, August of 2021. Luckily, it was a very mild case, but all the restrictions were still in place. You have to take quarantine, take 2 weeks off, all this other stuff. So since we were not feeling too bad, but we had to stay home, we took those whole 2 weeks and we were just online promoting the business, building it, actually spending time on building the business and built it quite a bit in those 2 weeks. And I would have to say my wife more so, COVID really put things into perspective. Like, what is the meaning of life? What is the importance? We could all die tomorrow with some crazy disease. What's going on? Are we really happy in our life working, slaving away at the hospital, slaving away at the hotel, working these 60, 70 hours a week? Are we really, what's going on? So we decided, look what we did in 2 weeks. What if we focused on it full time? So we decided for me to go ahead and resign as a Hilton Hotel general manager and sell soup online full time. And so that's how we first got to it. And then shortly after, my wife was like, "Well, I want to do it too." So we're like, "But we're not making that much money. We can't both quit our jobs, good paying jobs to do this full time." So that's where the meaning of life came in. So my wife said, let's sell our house. Let's move into a camper and go all in. And I was like, let's do it. So we decided to sell our house. We moved into a camper with us and the kids, and we went all in and just started focusing on PhoLicious full time by October of 2021. And that's just sort of the beginning of our explosive growth.
I mean, talk about some faith to just even do that. I mean, that's nerve-wracking. But I feel like a lot of people during the pandemic, like you said, it gave them a lot of perspective and a different mindset. I do want to ask real quick, what is your connection with Central Texas? Kind of how we have this connection.
Yeah, so we were in Lampasas, Texas at the time. And part of when we quit our jobs and moved into a camper was like, okay, how do we supplement a little bit from this business for our everyday payments into this? So getting out of our house into an actual facility, we found this place, the Lampasas Economic Development actually helped us find a 1,700 square foot facility with a kitchen and everything in front. But we're like, man, that's at the time it was like $2,000 a month rent. And we're like, what do we do? That's a lot of money. We're not really making this. We still got to pay for our bills. So we actually, in the front of our warehouse, opened up what we called the PhoLicious Cafe. And we started selling our bowls out of there, but we also did a boba tea shop and spring roll and banh mi shop out of the front. And we're like, if we can make up enough to pay for rent as we're doing this in the facility, that would be awesome. And that actually really took off in Lampasas. Lampasas was missing that kind of an authentic Asian flair. Our spring rolls with our peanut sauce that we made and our banh mi sauce and everything that we made in-house, everybody absolutely loved. And then they loved our pho bowls on top of it. So it was a win-win for us. And I have to say, the residents, our fellow communities, because we were part of the community, we lived in Lampasas for a while, just really came together to help support us, coming by all the time, buying stuff. Instead of buying on Amazon for our bowls, they would come into the shop and buy them. They would get boba tea. It became a staple of Lampasas. And we were, man, it was just such a great experience to have. And we were actually wanting to expand our cafe in Lampasas um, at the time, but in 2022, we got selected to go to Walmart Open Call. We applied to the Walmart Open Call Made in America thing for our pho bowls. And we went to Walmart Open Call and we got a deal on the spot with Walmart and Sam's Club. And that was our next big step just 6 months after we quit our jobs and was in this. And we're like, wow, this is crazy. And by the time we got back, we're like, okay, we're going to be in Walmart and Sam's Club coming soon. How are we going to do this in 1,700 square feet? That's not big enough to provide for Lampasas, especially since we're our own manufacturers. We're building our manufacturing. We don't co-pack it out. What do? We don't have enough space. And so we got with the Lampasas Economic department, and they were trying, man, their business park that they were starting to build wasn't quite ready yet, and it wasn't ready for us to go and build it in. And then locally, there was no, we were looking for at least 10,000 square feet to be able to go to, which is crazy to think about, 1,700 to 10,000. But unfortunately, there was nothing in the area that they could get us into. So we had to leave Lampasas at the time. And that's when we came to Houston. So that's sort of our transition. And we had to close down the Boba Cafe, and everybody was super sad. And we were like, man, if we can just find somebody, just buy the equipment and we'll teach you guys how to do the boba, the spring rolls, the banh mi, and everything, so we can keep it in Lampasas. Somebody did that, but they ended up not doing anything with it, which was really sad. But we it's always in the back of our mind, how can we get a boba shop back there? Because we know the support Lampasas gave us, not to make money, but just to have it for Lampasas and be a part of the community again. But we miss Lampasas, but we had to move to Houston.
And I will say Lampasas loved you because I moved here in 2023, but just seeing when you posted it on Facebook, just the reactions and comments, I mean, they were just
Mhm.
so thrilled, and you could tell there was a connection between the community and you all and your business 110%.
Well, when we applied for the HEB Quest for Texas Best contest, which is HEB does a thing for if you're made in Texas to help support Texas made. They have this huge contest every year. We applied, we won grand champions at, we won $35,000 grand champion prize, and then the opportunity to be into HEB locations. And when we were just once after we won and we got in, one of the things when we were discussing locations, I was like, we have to be in the HEB in Lampasas. We have to get our pho back into Lampasas somehow, um, some part of the community, even though we're not there. And HEB was like, absolutely, we're definitely. So HEB was on top of that to get it back. Not only every other location, but they're like, you're going to be in every location, but if not, Lampasas definitely is one of them.
I want to ask a few things. So to give you some context and everyone else, I don't think people realize how amazing that is. So I used to work in Northwest Arkansas, Walmart's headquarters in Bentonville. So that used to be a big thing. You know, you have a lot of Walmart stories because that's a big thing there. And so just to see this connection and seeing that, like, wow, you are one of the people, because there's so many people who try to do that. And then to get an HEB, what is it like to see your product on store shelves and just I mean, even this just rapid growth. You said you started in 2021. It's just the start of 2025, and you're in, I mean, two major stores.
Yeah. I mean, the first time we saw it on Sam's Club floors and was the very first place we saw it. Sam's Club was the very first place for us to get it into. And to see it on the pallets actually in stores was just sort of like mind blowing. You know, you walk down this, turn the corner, there's your product. Me and my wife and the picture of her parents together on the side of it, the picture on the package, and like, you know, you pick it up and there's a Prostaka there. I'm like, that's us right there. That's us. It's our product. And it's crazy. It's almost, my wife compares it to the old fable of like the baby elephant. Like you put a baby elephant, train them, tie them to a tree, they grow so fast. By the time they're an adult, you still have that little leash attached to this little tree, and this giant elephant can just run that tree off, but they don't realize they're so big yet. They're just still there, stuck to their tree. And sometimes you have to take time to reflect on exactly what's going and what's happened so you can truly appreciate where we are, where our customers have supported us from, where they help bring it. Because it doesn't matter what we do without our customers, we wouldn't be here, because without their support, we would not be where we're at. And we have to always take a step back and man, it's going so far. So we got to make sure you reflect on that, because it's just a surreal experience.
I'm like, man, okay, so now I'm gonna have to look for y'all in the stores because I do. Okay, so although I like to eat, I'm a little bit cheap when it comes to going to the store,
Yeah.
I'm more willing to try new things, at restaurants and stuff. But like in the store,
Uh-huh.
now I'm gonna have to look for you because I do buy this one. teriyaki like ramen noodles, and it's like, oh, it's pretty good, a little cheap little meal. But no, I'll have to look out for you now, and I hope everyone watching, you looking at me, I'm looking at you. All right, I hope you go ahead and go to the store and buy
Yeah.
some.
Every HEB location, almost all Walmarts in Texas, 150 Sam's Clubs. We're launching ramen in March in all HEB locations, a spicy ramen that you're not going to want to miss. Amazon, Walmart.com, Sam'sClub.com. You can get it in a bunch of different places. And airing on Shark Tank. Shark Tank.
That's my next question. So, what was the need to go on Shark Tank? What are, I guess, the future goals that you have that, I mean, that you can share? But what are the future plans that you needed to go on Shark Tank first, and then two, what was even the process for you to get on?
Yeah, so I mean, just as any entrepreneur, you grow up watching Shark Tank. They've been on 16, going on 16 seasons now. And it's just like one day I'm going to come up with something and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be in front of the sharks. I'm going to be on Shark Tank. And we actually applied the last 3 years since we started. And every year we sort of got, thank you for flying, this typical thing that you would expect as an entrepreneur, like, oh, I'm going to apply, but I'm not going to make it. But this last year we applied and we got an email back saying, hey, we want to get you to the next step. And the next step, and we're like, oh my God. And they're like, don't get your hopes up. That doesn't mean anything's going to happen. It's a long process. We can't really go into it too much, but there's interview process, redoing videos, submissions, all that kind of stuff, and then you go out and film. Then when it's finally said and done, sign all the legal paperwork, your firstborn and all that. You go out and film, and man, they make it so you're as comfortable as possible in this stressful situation. They give you, you have people along the way to help prepare you. Then you're there in front of the sharks, and it's just, man, standing there is like a whole nother thing than seeing it on TV. Actually seeing everybody in front of you, the lights in your face, um, the awkward silence a few times, that kind of stuff. But you just stay true to who you are and your story, and you're not going to go wrong.
I mean, was it nerve-wracking to wracking? I never know how to say it correct, but I'm just asking them like, hey, I need some money. First of all, you're with people that you see on TV, see all these cameras, and then you're like, hey, I need some money. Can you give it to me? I mean, was there ever moments of kind of like, oh my gosh, kind of self-doubt, or should I be here? Because I mean, that seems like it would be a lot for a person. I'm speaking for myself. I would kind of, like, oh my gosh, are they gonna give it to me? Should I even ask? You know?
Yeah, I mean, as entrepreneurs and successful entrepreneurs, I mean, that's just, I mean, it's weird to say that. I'm a successful
You
entrepreneur,
are.
but I think we all get that sort of imposter syndrome from time to time. Like, is this really happening? Has this, but that's where the reflecting comes in. And my wife and I, we are pretty confident people. We're not cocky, but we're confident. It's like we know we have a good product. We've seen where we've come. We've seen all the contests we've won. QVC Big Fine, Walmart Open Call, HEB Quest for Texas Best. Now selected to actually be in front of the Sharks. There's a reason why they select you. You how many thousands of people's apply, and then you're there. So that's one thing that you got to realize. And two, you just got to stay confident into what's going on, and be there. It is nerve wracking, but my wife and I have gotten really good at hiding how nervous we are and still staying calm and cool and businesslike. And then when it's over, we go home and we're like, then it comes out. But while we're there, I'm like, yes, that's very accurate. And in my head, I'm like, what is happening? This is what I look like in my head, as we're going. But then, but what they see is completely different. So we've gotten pretty good at that, and I think it's showed on the episode for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you feel like you have to have a good poker face to where in your head you're like, oh my gosh, what's going on? So, like, outside just, And I feel like that's something that you had to practice and train for. I want to ask, obviously, we want people to watch the episode because I know everyone's doing streaming. So if you're streaming right here, guess what? You can probably stream that episode,
Yep.
even though it's already aired. So tell us what it's like afterwards, after being on it, and kind of how you felt after after you filmed the episode and after you talked to the sharks and the deal was made.
Uh-oh. I think we
Did you
lost.
freeze? Oh,
Yeah,
I
there we go.
lost
You
you.
froze for a second.
Oh, okay. I froze. On my
Yeah.
end, it show you. Okay.
Yeah, that's all
Hey, this is
right.
Mike Check with Micah. This I'm not saying anything. I was asking, after it was all said and done, a deal reach or whatever happened. I mean, what was that feeling walking back out those doors? What was going through your head immediately after?
Man, it's sort of that first of what I was just talking about. Like it's starting to all sink in of what we just went through in the tank, walking out of the tank into the interview room, and getting all the emotions are starting to come in of what just happened, and I almost lost it at one point when they asked like like how proud of you of your wife because of what she's done and where she's come from and it's just like all the emotions start to finally kick in, and that's you know, and that's what we talk about reflecting. And you have to take those moments and don't be embarrassed of them. You got to live them. You got to live those moments. You got to let it soak in. You got whether it's laughing, crying, whatever it is, positive, negative, and then reflect on all of it. And that's what we did. There was some stuff we learned about it. There was some stuff that was super exciting, and then there's still stuff that's going on that's super exciting. So eh, from it there's man, it's this year, every year we say the same thing. I don't know what's going to happen by the end of this year because we think we got it figured out. And then something else comes along and goes nuts. And now we have to, oh my God, every year we can't wrap our head around what's going to happen at the end of the year.
I mean, just huge congratulations. I mean, even making it on, I mean, it's like you say, you don't know what's going on. So it's just like you just keep elevating from even the story that you just told me. It's like, okay, you started, first of all, you made this dish in this amount of time after she said, it takes a long time. That's amazing. And then you get into Sam's Club, Walmart, and then HEB. Now you're on Shark Tank. Like you just keep elevating and raising the bar for the business.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely. I knew it was as soon as my wife took it out of the microwave. When I said we need to make the microwave, and the last time that it came out that it was right where it needed to be. In my head, I said, "This is it." I said, "This is going to be something." I don't know exactly how quick and what it's going to be, but it's going to be something. And having that faith from the beginning has sort of been our driving factor, and knowing that, and it just proves it over and over again. We call it the People's Choice Award, like HEB. They do for Quest for Texas Best, they do a belt buckle that if your first $1 million of sales across the register, you win this beautiful belt buckle. And we call it the People's Choice Awards because if the people didn't like it, they wouldn't keep buying it. And we did it almost faster than almost any other Quest for Texas Best winner in their past 10 years. We hit that number faster than almost anybody because the people like it. That's what it comes down to is that it's not your standard instant pho. It's actual restaurant quality, actual authentic, and our ramen's going to be just the same coming out. And of course, I say it because I'm the owner, but when the people have said the same thing.
No, I'm excited, and I'm excited to go to the store to get. I'm gonna have to go this weekend because if
Go
it,
before the ice.
oh my God,
Stock up before the ice next week.
we wouldn't even want to think about that. And plus, I need a little nappy nap. So I
Yeah.
want to ask you just kind of a few more questions. We probably have about 3 to 5 more minutes on here, but
Okay.
to be able to share this moment, not only with your business partner, but with your wife, what does that mean to you to be able to share that?
Man, especially our kids. My wife and our kids, they're all excited about the business. They want to come help when they can. My son said he wants to be CEO when he grows up, and to have this and to be able to work every day with somebody who's truly not only my partner, but my best friend, it's awesome. It's just nothing like it, and it's never get tired of it. Every day we look forward to it.
All right, and so these are just, I need you to just say one word answer. I'm
Okay,
asking some
let's do
questions.
it.
Where were you born?
St. Louis.
Ooh, okay. I had an old meteorologist over there. Okay. Favorite food besides your own?
Man, ooh, I would say I'd have to say ribeye. I have to give it that
Ooh,
meat and potatoes.
I'm
A nice
not
grilled ribeye. That's more than one word, but okay.
all good. If you could describe in one word what this whole feeling was from from when you first tasted the food till now, if you can just describe one word to just what would that one word be?
Man, just amazingly comfort.
Amazingly comfort. Okay. I like that. And then this doesn't have to be one word, but is there anything you would like to say just to Lampasas who helped you not I mean they did they supported
No,
you
they
from the
did help
beginning.
us. Lampasas was a huge reason why we were able to succeed. We quit our jobs, we opened the cafe. Without them, we wouldn't have made rent. We wouldn't have been able to keep building it. Lampasas is the foundation on our success, and we will never forget that. That's why I still pop in the group and try to say thank you whenever I can, because even though we're not there, like our part of our hearts are still in Lampasas and always will be there. And we even talked today. We wish it would have worked out to build our facility there, and that kind of stuff. We're looking at in the next couple of years building 100,000 square feet and things like that. And who knows? Lampasas always has a part of home for us.
Hey, I appreciate you. I'm proud of you and for you, even though I just met you probably. Well, this is my first time seeing his face is when we clicked on this Zoom. So, no, I appreciate you for taking the time out for speaking with me, and I'm sure the community just loves you, and I hope they support you. Real quick, is there any social media they can find you on as well? If you all have a Facebook page or
Yeah.
Twitter, Instagram, whatever.
Yeah, PhoLicious.net is our website. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, we're on TikTok, but who knows by the time this airs where you're going to be able to go and see that or not. But we're on all of that.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much for joining us on Mic Check with Micah. And I forgot to mention this at the beginning, but this is where we are. I really want to inspire, inform, and just to connect with Central Texans, people who've had an impact on Central Texas, from lawmakers to just community members and people doing great things in the community. And you, sir, are doing a great thing, and it is nice to see. Well, thank you so much. That's the end of
Thank
this
you guys.
episode.
Thank you so much for having us.